In moments like this, dear viewers, we gather not just to watch a story unfold, but to breathe together through a chapter that marks the end of an era. Today, we reflect on a name that shaped entire generations, a man whose voice and presence framed the very backbone of Korean entertainment. Lee Soon-Jae's last bow, a titan of Korean acting, leaves an eternal legacy. Yuna and Junho shows admiration is not just a title, it is a moment of remembrance, a tribute to a pioneer whose brilliance transcended screens, stages, and time itself. Thank you for joining me again, and as always, thank you for choosing to be part of a community that honors stories with heart. As Korea mourns the passing of the beloved actor Lee Soon-Jae, countless individuals across the nation and around the world pause to reflect on how profoundly he shaped the spirit of modern acting. His final bow is not simply a farewell. It is the closing of a monumental chapter written over decades, penned through dedication, and sealed with a legacy unmatched. His journey, which began long before the digital age reshaped Korean media, has inspired every actor who followed. And among those actors, standing quietly with eyes filled with deep respect, are Yuna and Junho. In the aftermath of his passing, tributes have poured in from every corner of the entertainment world. But none felt more heartfelt than the quiet, respectful gestures from younger stars who grew up watching him, learning from him, modeling their craft after the standards he set. Yuna, with her graceful composure, and Junho, whose emotional transparency often touches fans deeply, were among those who couldn't hold back their admiration as they honored the late veteran. For younger viewers, especially those whose memories of Lee Soon-Jae are linked more with modern dramas and variety programs, understanding his impact may require stepping back into the roots of Korean performance art itself. But for seasoned fans, his name alone evokes memories of a golden era. He wasn't merely an actor, he was a pillar of tradition and innovation. He was the teacher who taught without preaching, the mentor who led without demanding, and the performer who reminded everyone that acting is not pretending. It is living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. As we journey through this reflection, I want you, dear viewers, to feel his influence ripple through every phrase, every memory, every performance we recall today. Lee Soon-Jae's life in acting spanned over 6 decades, longer than many careers in the entire global entertainment industry. He witnessed Korea's transformation from black and white television to the dazzling world of global Hallyu expansion. He was here before fame was a quick burning flame and remained even after it changed forms over and over. His commitment never wavered. And that is why his passing resonates so deeply. It feels like losing a grand figure, a lighthouse that always stood in sight, guiding both young actors and veteran performers. And so when Yuna and Junho were seen paying their respects, fans felt a swell of emotions. These two stars, each influential in their own right, appear almost as representatives of the modern generation bowing before the master of all stages. In the quiet of mourning, their admiration created a bridge between eras. For Yuna, known for her elegance, her respectful bow before Lee Soon-Jae's portrait was a reminder of her humility as an artist. Her eyes, soft yet heavy with sadness, reflected how much his legacy influenced everyone, no matter what field of performance they belonged to. Though she comes from the world of idol stardom, Yuna has grown into an actress deeply committed to her roles, and she has often expressed how actors like Lee Soon-Jae set the blueprint for professionalism and longevity in Korean entertainment. Junho, on the other hand, has always been candid about the actors who shaped his ambition. As he stood before the tribute space, fans noticed the way he clenched his jaw, as though trying to steady emotions. Junho, despite his strong screen presence, has always had a tender heart, and this moment only deepened fans' admiration. With his recent rise as one of Korea's most respected actors, Junho's reverence felt like a young torchbearer acknowledging the one who lit the flame. But their reactions weren't grand gestures, because that is precisely the kind of legacy Lee Soon-Jae embodied: humility, discipline, and love for the craft. Their admiration mirrors the admiration of countless Koreans who grew up watching him portray fathers, grandfathers, sages, politicians, comedic characters, and dignified leaders. He was an actor of immense range, one who could switch between laughter and tears seamlessly, carrying audiences with him in every step of the emotional journey. His artistry was rooted not only in talent, but in discipline. Young actors, including Yuna and Junho, have repeatedly expressed in interviews how they grew up hearing stories about his dedication to rehearsal, the way he treated every script like sacred text, the way he respected every staff member, and the way he believed that acting was not about fame, but about service. Service to story, service to culture, service to humanity. In his passing, Korea does not just lose an actor. It loses a storyteller. It loses a voice that once carried the weight of family dramas and political sagas, sajuk performances, and contemporary tearjerkers. But in this loss, something profound also emerges. The reminder that legacies do not vanish when life ends. They expand. They inspire new beginnings. And that is exactly what is happening as we watch the new generation bow in quiet gratitude. Fans standing outside the memorial area shared emotional testimonies. Older viewers recalled watching him back in the 1960s, when television was still a luxury in many homes. Younger fans remembered him through his warm, grandfather-like characters. And even international fans recognized his face instantly, because Korean dramas have become a global cultural thread, weaving hearts from Seoul to Sao Paulo, from Lagos to Los Angeles. Many recalled how he continued acting even into his later years, something that amazed and moved the industry. He could have retired decades ago, but he always said that acting kept him alive and joyful. His final roles carried a soft glow of wisdom, like light reflecting off still water. He didn't need to prove anything anymore. He simply existed as a master of his craft. And perhaps that is why Yuna and Junho's admiration resonated so deeply. They represent the now, but he represents the forever. Their bow toward him symbolizes the respect that young actors must continue to carry if Korean entertainment is to thrive with meaning rather than simply fame. Even during public appearances after the news broke, Yuna spoke softly about the importance of remembering those who built the foundation she stands on. Her voice wavered slightly as she expressed her condolences, revealing how deeply she felt the loss. Meanwhile, Junho admitted to feeling a lump in his throat throughout the day, reflecting on the fragility of time and the honor of following in the footsteps of a giant. Fans of the two stars found themselves comforted in witnessing their reverence. In a world often fueled by competition, fast fame, and endless schedules, moments like this remind us of the values that keep an industry honest: gratitude, reflection, and remembering those who paved the way. Lee Soon-Jae embodied an era where acting was less about glamour and more about understanding human nature. His performances taught audiences to feel, to reflect, to cherish the small details of emotion. As we reflect further, imagine the ripples of influence he leaves behind. Imagine the young trainee actors watching Yuna and Junho bow with sincerity. Imagine them thinking, this is the standard. This is what respect looks like. That is how legacies extend into the future. Not through forced praise, but through genuine admiration, passed down naturally like a treasured heirloom. In these days of mourning, fans around the world have shared clips of his most iconic scenes. One particular moment resurfaced repeatedly: the emotional scene from Dear My Friends, where he portrayed an elderly man struggling with loneliness and loss. His tearful monologue, trembling yet grounded, reminded everyone of his uncanny ability to make fictional lines feel like lived truth. Even viewers who didn't speak Korean felt the weight of the moment. That is artistry at its peak. The ability to transcend barriers and communicate heart to heart. Yuna once said in an interview years ago that she admired actors who could make her forget they were acting. Lee Soon-Jae was exactly that kind of actor. Junho, too, has previously mentioned that the elders of the industry taught him what it truly means to commit to a role. So their presence in his final tribute was not just a gesture, it was a full-circle moment. The seeds sown decades ago have now grown into towering trees that continue to shelter and inspire. As viewers gather online, leaving messages, creating tributes, and sharing memories, a beautiful atmosphere of unity emerges. People who never met the actor personally still feel the loss deeply, because for decades, he was part of their living rooms. He was part of their families. His stories became their memories. Artists like Yuna and Junho serve as emotional mirrors for fans. Their admiration validates the grief of millions. Their presence reassures the public that even though one era ends, its values continue through those who remain. As we come to the close of this heartfelt reflection, dear viewers, let us gather our emotions gently and remember that legacies do not disappear when a life ends. They continue in the hearts they touched, in the performances they inspired, and in the admiration they earned from generations far beyond their own. Lee Soon-Jae's last bow is not an ending, it is a passing of the torch. And as Yuna and Junho stand among the many who honor him, we can feel that the future of Korean acting remains in caring, respectful, inspired hands. Thank you, viewers, for joining me in honoring a Titan. Thank you for your time, your support, your shared love for these stories that connect us more deeply than words can express.